Hello and good morning, I'm ADG123 and I just want to go back to Tuesday night's endurance race with SimFx in the 1 hour endurance championship in Group 3 cars. All front engine, rear wheel drive cars, everyone's had to pick. And yeah, I just want to go back and watch this race, but from my point of view I do replays with commentary over these races for kind of everyone and flip through everyone's action, but I'm just going to concentrate on the beginning of my race here because it's quite an interesting one, so I thought I'll go back and make another video about it, just from my perspective. So I've got B. Cooney in front of me and Broad behind me. Thought this was quite interesting if any one of the SimFx boys ends up watching this. So I'll put the briefly before we get properly started, I'll put it all on. So if I look back, you just see Broad having a spin there on the curb, on the exit. So Broad drops back on the first lap. Like I say, I'll inevitably end up commentating on other people, but if you look up front here, there's a couple of cars really close together and there's a bit of a moment that gains me a few places and a few other people a few places, so it's about to happen in a minute. In a second, just up front there, if you see, so Ginger, Tim and Phoenix had a moment together and it all kicked off and everyone went all over the place. A couple of people, SimFx Skid Guru and Passenger up front, and myself made an advantage out of that, and I started in 10th and now up into 7th place. So yeah, just I might not watch the whole race, but I might cut it short. But certainly going to watch the beginning section of this race, and again from my perspective only. So just looking to get in the rhythm now, get some good laps in. I've got a gap to the guy behind, Mulson. So no need to worry about defending or anything. I can just concentrate on trying to get clean laps in and get closer to the guy in front, Skid Guru. Hope that Passenger holds him up a little bit to help me out. In front of them, with a bit of a gap in front of Passenger, is Phil in the GTR. So just trying to keep it neat. I can feel I'm gaining time here and there on them, but I'm losing it down the straights, it feels. So just trying to keep in that slipstream and make the most of the straights as much as I can. Felt good on the brakes, the Jag in this race. So looking back, got quite a long way back to Mulson. So it takes a few laps this, but slowly end up reeling Skid Guru in. Felt really quick through this section. If I could keep it neat and tidy, it felt like I gained time on the guys in front. So I'm up on my first lap, first sector. Second lap, first sector, should I say. Now on the third lap. Excuse me. Again, just trying to be tidy, hit the apexes. Did a nice job of hitting all 4 through that long sweeping right hand corner. So Passenger doing a good job of holding Skid Guru up in front of me, but at the same time still putting in decent laps, so not bringing him right back to me. But they're having a good close battle in front. And as you can see now as well, we're getting closer to Phil. It's coming more and more into shot. So Skid Guru having a bit of an oversteer moment into the first corner there, and second corner even, and losing a bit of time to Passenger now, dropping back to me a little bit. Good exit out of there, kept with Skid Guru nicely, right in his slipstream when I can be. A little bit of an oversteer moment from me there, but nothing too major. Heading into that first of the 4 apexes. A little puff of smoke from the brakes from Skid Guru in front there. Feels like every lap at this point anyway, feels like every lap I'm getting closer to Skid Guru, and then it ends up being about the same gap. I can't really do anything about it, there's just the same distance away at the end of the lap and then into the first corner. But if you look ahead, we're actually catching the guys ahead a little bit more as well. So there's not just Phil in the picture ahead now, there's second and third place as well. Bedstead has run away with it, he's not to be seen yet, but yeah, we're actually closing in and all together on the Specky Jock to me really. Mulson still nowhere to be seen in the distance. So good start, just all gaining time on each other, and the guys at the front maybe got a good couple of laps in right at the beginning, but started to struggle with the tyres, and we're all catching them up now, putting a bit of pressure on them as well, so more likely to make mistakes between them. It's not the hardest of tracks this though. You see now Passenger's right on the back of Phil in front. So again, everyone's bunching up that little bit more, and Passenger's actually going for an overtake down the inside of Phil on the hairpin. Looks like they kept it clean as well. Phil giving him space, but ends up on the curb to be able to do that. But Passenger takes the place off Phil in front, and Skid Guru's right on Phil now as well, so Phil's struggling a little bit by the look of it on his tyres at this point, or he's just struggling all in all for some reason. So Skid Guru there having a moment of oversteer, just trying to battle away with Phil through the corner, and gives me 6th place, so just naturally have more speed than him because I took the corner smoother. and puts me into 6th, right on Phil's tail now myself. So again, this is the reason I wanted to commentate on this little section in particular. Just of my own race, it's pretty good. So without contact there, it was close, but managed to get past Phil, and as you can see behind, Skid Guru also following past Phil. So Phil lost 2 places into that first corner. Well, coming out of the first corner, should I say. So looking down now in front of me and chasing the boys in front. Skid Guru concerned from behind at the same time. So that's about, so far in this championship, with 5 races in, that's about the easiest overtake I've had on Phil. But it's purely because it kind of gave me a bit too much room really, but and compromised the exit out of the corner for him. But there you go, that's racing. So I'm in 5th now, and I'm pulling a small gap to Skid Guru, but I'm looking to get on the back of Specky Jock now in front, in 4th. He goes really wide as well, so that just gives me a bit of time straight away on him, and he actually ends up pulling into the pits on the left hand side. So all of a sudden I'm into 4th. And in the distance, Passenger's managed to get away now. He's had a bit of clear air and just managed to put a few good laps in. So chasing Passenger now. Again, feel like a close up through these corners. So it looks to me like he's closer than when we're headed into the corners now. Skid Guru dropped off now. Don't know if he had a bit of a moment with Phil or something happened, but managed to have pulled a bit of a gap to him straight away. Tyres are going off obviously at this point as well if you look at the bottom left, but not actually too bad. Jag is pretty kind to its tyres it seems, and the setup I had wasn't too aggressive on this track. Again, quick check behind. Skid Guru's quite a way behind now. So just purely concentrating on getting closer to Passenger and Paul K as well, as Passenger reels in my teammate in front. Good to see Paul up there in pretty much every race now. He's putting in good lap times all the time and pretty consistent. Has the odd mistake here and there, but don't we all? And yeah, he's a good racer. So he's taken the championship lead out of us two, from the teammates. He's got more points than me now. It's been pretty even most of the season, but this 5th race has made the difference, and he's now, can't remember how many points it is if I'm honest, but a fair few points in front of me in the league table. So I'll be looking to get that back in the next 5 races to come, and hopefully get some good finishes in there, and hopefully a win this season as well. I'd like a win in 10 races. I feel that I'm good enough on certain tracks to be able to win, so if I pick the right track and really put in the practice, I hope I get a win this season. So I feel like I'm closing in on Passenger now, getting close to him on the brakes, not close enough to have an attempt yet, but just trying to keep it neat and tidy so I can get closer and closer. Slipstreaming Passenger now down the straight, going to the inside. Passenger gives me room, but he ends up sacrificing his own line and gets on the marbles and it just drifts him out wide and understeers into the gravel, so it drops back into 6th place. So it's unfortunate that for Basinger, and I think it was just a genuine mistake, and there was no contact between us. I think he was just giving me room, but he ended up going a little bit too deep into the corner before turning in because of that, and then ended up just understeering off the track basically. So I felt sorry for him, but I didn't personally actually do anything wrong. So at the same time, I'm up into 3rd now. So my teammate ahead, so I need to concentrate on getting closer to him. Bad exit out of there, so dropped a bit of time. So why I've just gone into that view all of a sudden. I'll stick in the same view. So trying to slipstream Paul now. Managing to do a decent job of it as well. Seem to be getting closer. So I end up actually touching the back of Paul there, but very lightly through those corners, but a bit scrappy from us both. So Skid Guru's right on the back of us again. And then I end up making a big mistake down here, hitting my teammate. So it wasn't the worst hit in the world, but at the same time it gave me damage, it gave Paul damage, and we're teammates. If I'm going to hit anyone, I don't want to hit anyone at all, but obviously you don't want it to be teammates. I felt really guilty about that straight away, and this is the result of it here, pushing to keep up as well and end up going off again. Well, not going off, but so I end up hitting Paul and then going wide, panicking about what I've just done straight afterwards. So Phil's managed to take a place now, and so Skid Guru in 3rd, Phil in 4th, and I'm into 5th now. So big moment that, me hitting my own teammate, not just because it was my teammate and everything. Paul going into the pits now as well, but yeah, not just because it was my teammate, but yeah, it gave me damage. So not a good moment for me, all in all, in this race. So this is where it all started going wrong after that moment, really. So a bit of karma as well. I'm back racing with Basinger after he went wide, letting me pass in the first corner the previous lap. So just concentrating on getting back focused in the race, forget about that mistake, and carry on as I mean to go on for the next 40 odd minutes of the race. So tyre wear getting pretty bad now. Like I say, I probably won't watch the whole race because it ended up being a bit of a mixed race for me in the end, just because of my compromise. Well, I ended up, I'll pretty much stop it where I ended up messing it up completely, in my opinion. Ooh, so a bad moment on with me and Phil there. Doesn't matter too much because we're both heading into the pits. No contact actually made, but I don't think Phil knew I was there, and cut back to the apex very sharply as I was on the inside. So I give Phil the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure if he knew I was there or expected me to be there, he'd have given me a bit more room. So come out in 10th place now, but crucially, if you look at the bottom left, I was in such a rush to get out of the pits, I didn't actually fix my damage, so I've still got front end aero damage, and it didn't have a massive dramatic effect on my race, but it did hinder me at the same time slightly. So come out behind Phoenix now in 9th, and I'm in 10th place. Phoenix just giving us a puff of smoke to say hello. And yeah, I kind of think that was the crucial point in my race, not fixing that damage in the pits. I don't know why I didn't do it. Like I said, I think I was just rushing too much, but yeah, that was the downside to my race there, not pressing that, well, not letting it, you know, just fix the damage in the pits. So anyway, I end up having quite a good race here with Phoenix coming out and joining him behind him. So I'll go a bit further into this race, but I'll probably try and keep it under half an hour and work probably the other bit. And if you want to watch the whole race, I've done a commentary of the whole race as well before doing this video, so that's on my YouTube, check it out. SimFx Endurance replay round 5. So a bit of action going on behind us, come out of the pits and end up side by side with someone, Basinger already on the track, F1 Smurfy and Basinger. Basinger coming out of the pits, I think. So good racing here with Phoenix now, getting close. So this is where I feel like the damage was hindering us. Before I'd like to think if I was looking back I'd have pulled a bit of a gap to the guy behind. I'm not bragging or anything, but this tends to be the case most of the time. Anyway, I got the overtake done on Phoenix there. I'm just going to go back and actually watch that since it's just my own race. So slipstreaming on Phoenix, Basinger's all over, he don't know which line to take behind us. Goes for the inside, does Basinger himself. I go for the inside of Phoenix, he sticks incredibly wide to give us room. Takes up the wider line and better entry into the straight, does Phoenix, so he's back on my slipstream. Pulls down the inside to go for the overtake, gets it done more or less before the corner. So I give him room, let him take his line, but he ends up going wide. So he drops back. I end up kind of in the lead of this pack for a second. So I'm into 7th now. And Smurfy and Basinger are behind me. So Basinger losing out to Smurfy because he tried to go down the inside, and then I tried to go down the inside of. So Basinger was down my inside, and then I went down the inside of Phoenix. So I kind of cut off Basinger unintentionally, but cut him off because of my overtake attempt on Phoenix, which Phoenix I needn't have done so sharply, so I could have given Basinger a little bit more room in hindsight looking back at the replay, but at the time you do these things in a split second, and yeah, I ended up cutting off Basinger a little bit, so I didn't realise I did that really, but apologise Basinger if you watch this. So this is a point where just try and get some decent laps in really. But going back to that little bit there, I suppose with hindsight, I didn't know that Phoenix was going to give me as much room as it did. So if I'd have known, I could have taken a similar line to Phoenix and then tried to cut down his inside on the second apex instead. But or just follow him out of the corner and get the slipstream on down the straight. But yeah, I didn't know that he was going to go so wide and give me so much room. So if I'd have known, I'd have used that line a bit more advantageously, and then Basinger could have had a bit more of a sniff. So I hope Basinger didn't end up with damage because of hitting the wall slightly. Again, if he is overtaken, it is his responsibility to get it done clean. So he did do the right thing by backing out of it more or less, but compromised him. And he's found himself another position down because of it, so he's behind Smurfy now. Anyway, I keep talking about Basinger, I'm meant to be watching my own race here. Not a lot going on there really. So I think at this point in the race I'm pretty much going to end it there. Overall story of it though, yeah, I ended up finishing 9th I think, yep, 9th. And just because of me damage that I've got, I ended up wanting to pit to as early as I could, but as late as I needed to be able to finish the race after that stop on the fuel, and just take the tyres as long as the fuel would take me. So I managed to do that, but it meant that the end section of the race wasn't very good for me because I just ended up getting overtaken by everyone because my tyres were so much more worn than everyone else's because of my compromised strategy. So it's all about that damage really. That's what ruined my race, wanting to come into the pits earlier than I should have done really for my second stop. And yeah, it just had a massive effect on the end of the race for me. So anyway, I think I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. I'll wait till the end of the lap and actually cross the line, but yeah, all in all it was a good race between everyone, and it's a pleasure again to be part of this championship, the SimFx 1 Hour Endurance Group 3 Championship, ProAm category that is. Keep forgetting to mention that bit. So yeah, gonna leave it pretty much at that, and thanks for watching if you have done. Hopefully that was some kind of interest to the guys that have been involved in this championship, if not anyone else. And yeah, take care, have a good day, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye. I've been ADG, and subscribe, like, check out my YouTube, all that jazz. Cheers, see you later.